So I'm going to start with a couple of things. This is a macro lens 30 from Fuji. It is a great macro lens. If you want to get into macro, and it's a good portrait lens. It's a 50 equivalent. I hate doing that for a full frame, but it's a good lens. I really do enjoy it. Tech is the one that kind of showed some of the shots. I didn't watch his complete video because it was driving and I was just listening to it while I was in the passenger seat and just headphones in, eyes closed. But he said he's never taken it off, and I've tried to just work it. I do wedding photography mainly, but I want to dabble a little bit with the macro because I want to do ring shots, and I wanted to get really close. And I tried with the Sigma, which I'll talk about here in a second. But these are some photos, and they're really cool. I edited them like really crazy. Like I brought up the contrast and the shadows and the saturation, and I really like the lens. It's really cool. I can get really close. I mean, right here, this thing is almost touching the lens. I mean, I'm right on top of it. This right here, literally on top of the lens. It's a little out of focus. I was playing with it. You can see where it goes. Now I'm going to show you the Sigma because there's this guy that I watch from time to time. His name is I Am Tongue, and he says that the 18 to 50 has like almost like a macro type of look. And if you look at these photos, I'm like right on top of the plant. You know, I'm literally putting the edge of the lens right on the edge. You can kind of see it. This right here, I was on the ground. I was trying to take a picture of ants. It's just crazy. So I'm right in the middle of all these, just taking pictures. So I'm really close to it. I really like it. The colors pop. Some of these were, so the really dramatic color ones are raws. I don't, the thing about the XT5 I don't like is the megapixels. Now, I don't remember, most of these are probably JPEGs because I was getting kind of like, oh my God, the megapixels are just completely crazy. And I took a picture of them. There are a couple of shots, I don't think I put them in here, that I like zoomed in 200% with the XT5, and it was really good with that. But most of these are shot right on, like I'm right there. I think for some of the shots that I want to do as far as rings and stuff like that, I think this will actually work out pretty good. The comparison between them, oh, here it is right here. Okay, so this is the shot. And then here in a second, you're going to see where I zoomed in with the same exact. Nope, it's not there either. Wow, where is it? I can't find it. Well, it doesn't really matter. When it comes up, I'll show you. But these are pretty close. I think ring shots will look pretty good. Obviously, I can't take them at 2.0. I think that's what the lens is, right? Or 2.8. I can't take them at 2.8. It's just there's not enough depth of field. I'd probably have to do it at 4 or something like that. But these are literally, all these little plants are almost touching the lens, or they are touching the edge of the lens. I have a UV filter on the edge, so some of the pollen goes. You can't see it, but there's a little ant here that I try to get. He's just too fast. It was crazy. But you kind of saw the depth of field on that one. You can go back and look at it, but it's just super crazy. Now, these shots were done just 35, just outside. This one, the edge of that thing is touching the lens. I zoomed in quite a bit. Same thing right here. I zoomed in. I cropped in. Sorry, I cropped in. This one right here is straight out of camera. There's no editing whatsoever. All of these, maybe a little bit of touch up of like exposure, but for the most part, it is exactly shot how it is. I don't know where the other photo was. I thought I put it in here, but it doesn't matter. So I really like it. I think it's really cool, especially for flower shots for weddings and stuff like that. I could kind of do this with the rings in there. Because I always try to do it with the Sony camera and the Fuji, the Sigmas, but I can never get that close like how I want to, and I think that this will give me the opportunity to get really close to that shot. This is just showing kind of like the background, the blur, the bokeh, whatever you want to call it. I just zoomed out. I talked about it last time. This is not a really great video lens. It's okay, but it's not great. This is where I zoomed in all the way. If you want to pause it, I zoomed in. I 300% for that shot right there. Anyway, so it steps if you're really close. Once you get far, probably like 5-6 meters out, 10-15 feet. Beyond that point, well, what's 5 meters? It's like 30 feet. The video works fine, right? It's not stepping a lot. But if you're really close, you can kind of see it here. It's trying to focus on what I'm trying to focus, because I'm focusing right on the middle. But it's having a hard time from time to time. It's not really doing what I wanted to do. Like it fluctuates a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, so these next shots are with the Sigma. You're going to see them here in just a few moments. I really like this Sigma 18-50. This is my wedding lens. I don't take this off the X-T4. The X-T4 has IBIS. The lens doesn't. It's a really good lens, and I can get close focusing. But you can see the difference. This is as close as I can get, and that's as close as I could focus. So I try to focus right in the center. I couldn't do it. The closest that it could focus was on the pedal on the outside. I got as close as I could right here, and it did the same thing where I had to back off. I had to like crop in a little bit. This is as close as I could get, where everything's in focus how I want it. This right here, the lens is touching the pedal, but that center part is pretty far down. And then this is another shot of that same, like back there where I was showing some of the other ones. These are similar X-T4, X-T5 comparisons. This was shot on the X-T4 also, raw. This is the X-T5, and then X-T5. You can kind of see it. But then here in a couple of seconds, oh, that's X-T5 also. But anyway, so the thing about macro is that I have this on a tripod right there. You can see it. When the wind blows, my shutter speed was really high and it still couldn't catch it. Like it just wavered a little bit. But you can kind of tell this is the X-T4. I'm pretty far back. I'm trying to zoom in to try to get it. It wasn't working. This is the X-T4 shame shot, out of focus. Couldn't get it. X-T4 right here. So these shots were as close as you can get to it, but I'm still pretty far away. I'm not really that close. I couldn't get focus on this with the X-T4. I tried. I was right in there, and it just wouldn't catch it. Right, so you can see how far I am from some of these shots that are back here in the back. This is the X-T5. I'm just trying to show like kind of like a little bit of the rocks and everything. X-T4 again. But anyway, so the Sigma is a good lens for weddings if you want to get close as you can to the macro. But I wouldn't say it's a full 1-to-1 macro like the 30 mil. That 30 mil is really, really good overall. And paired with the X-T5, I mean, those are some crisp, amazing sharp lenses. So these last couple of images I'm showing is just kind of that in that aspect. Sorry, I kind of rambled back and forth on and off, but it's just so crazy how good the Sigma is, especially for like really close shots and for if you're doing wedding stuff or kind of trying to do a little bit of macro, you want to get your feet in there. The Sigma is like one of the cheapest ones, but that if you really want macro, this 30 mil is the one. Well, you have a good day, good night, and I'll see you on the other side.